Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's on? All right. Thank you. Appreciate everyone joining us here today. Scott Sanders, City Manager. All right. So this spring, our Des Moines Police Chief, Dana Wingert, announced that he would be retiring by the end of the year. This announcement recognizes the end of a very successful career, as he's been with our Des Moines Police Department for 33 years now. He's worked his way up from patrol officer through all the ranks, all the way up to police chief, at a point in time when a young, inexperienced city manager made one of the best decisions of his career by choosing Dana to be the police chief. Chief, you have provided incredible leadership, guidance, and even comfort in some of the toughest times at the city of Des Moines. You've been a pillar for our community, and I know that you will continue to do so in different roles as you stay in the area. So please join me in congratulating, and yes, to a degree, embarrassing our chief one last time. Thank you, Dana. All right, so here we are nearly 10 years later, and we have another difficult choice in front of us. Who would be our next police chief? Our council, staff, and community leaders knew that over the past several months, identifying the right person to lead our police department would be the top priority for the community. We assembled city leaders, community members, who provided valuable insight as to the credentials and the traits that we would want to see in our next police chief. This feedback formed the basis for our search, as many candidates were vetted and finalists were interviewed by multiple panels from the city and the community. With all these perspectives that were shared throughout the process, a resounding need for someone who could connect with the community well, had the full respect of the police department and the officers, and would continue to improve upon the department was very crucial. This established the set of standards that I kept coming back to upon interviewing the candidates, and ultimately, it was how I finalized the decision. So I'm pleased to announce to you who will be our next police chief here in Des Moines, Michael McTaggart. So Mike is currently a major within the department. Mike has been with Des Moines Police Department for 25 years. He has valuable experience in solving some of the city's toughest crimes as a homicide detective and even leading the investigations division, and most recently commanding the operations division, which includes our patrol officers. Many would say it is actually the second hardest job at the police department, behind only the chief position. McTaggart stood out as a candidate not only for his achievements and his abilities, but also for the relationships he has already built over his 25 years at the department and having lived here in Des Moines as a Des Moines resident. He's got these strong connections in the community with residents and neighborhoods, including the neighborhood leadership. And I know that he will serve all of us well as he continues to foster the sense of community that's necessary between the department and our residents. And he and I both remain committed to continuous improvement of the department. So, Mike's selection to go will go before the council right after this press conference, just a one-item agenda item, immediately following this. So please join me once more in congratulating our next chief, Mike McTaggart. Mayor has a few words.
Thank you, Scott, and thank you all for joining us. There's quite a crowd here. For over 155 years, the Des Moines Police Department has been protecting and serving the residents of Des Moines. A long history is marked by many milestones, and one of which we're witnessing today. On behalf of the entire council, I want to thank Chief Dana Wingert and Assistant Chief Al Tunks for their service to the city of Des Moines and wish them both the best in retirement because they're both left about the same time. Chief Appointee McTaggart has the experience, vision, and commitment to set the direction for public safety, law enforcement, and community engagement into the end of this decade. Among his many accomplishments, he is one of the prestigious 2012 Medal of Valor recipients for his role in saving 3 lives from a burning car, has been a key factor in the success of the mobile crisis and care teams, and has been integral in improving safety on Court Avenue and throughout all of downtown Des Moines. Mike has lived and raised his family right here in Des Moines for over 2 decades. Now, as the potential chief, he will lead our policing into the future and continue to build the department's relationship within our community, which is a key priority of not only the manager, but also the council. So join me again in welcoming Major Michael McTaggart.
More people here than I thought would be here. All right. It is with great excitement that I look forward to serving as the next chief of police for the Des Moines Police Department. For the past 25 years, I've been fortunate enough to work with some of the best officers and leaders in law enforcement. I would like to thank Chief Wingert, who's way back there, and all the leaders of the city, past and present, for helping develop a tradition of success, and I thank Scott Sanders for this opportunity. During my career, the Des Moines Police Department has changed in numerous ways for the better. The addition of body-worn cameras, mental health training, and peer support have changed how law enforcement works in Des Moines. And recently, new programs have made a difference in our community. Our revamped downtown safety plan has received a positive response from business leaders and residents. Our mobile crisis response team has grown into a 24/7 program. And our care team ensures that appropriate mental health resources are responding to calls and giving our residents and visitors the help they need. Looking ahead, I have plans to continue improving our department's community outreach, building upon valued relationships that exist, and reaching out to and involving more leaders in our community, while also modernizing our effective methods of crime reduction, following recommendations from our accreditation process. The progress we will make from this point forward will be done together under the guidance and vision of committed city leaders, in collaboration with other city departments and with input and due consideration from the many great people who live and work in this community. Over the past 2 decades, I am proud to have called the city of Des Moines home. The relationships that I have made and the family opportunities I've experienced are second to none. I look forward to working with the talented people in the Des Moines Police Department, the city service teams, and the citizens of Des Moines that make this an award-winning city. Thank you.
Well, again, thank you for coming. We do have just a few minutes for a couple questions, so I'm going to get started here. And I think, Todd, you had one. Yes. Yes.
This one, and why was he better than the other?
Sure. So it has been a very difficult discussion and decision to be made, understanding that right from the start, the civil service qualified 8 different candidates as meeting the requirements. And so where Mike has really stood out is his work experience with the larger units, including patrol and operations, his commitment to Des Moines through not only living in Des Moines, but having strong relationships across the community already. We had many discussions about being able to complete the accreditation process, having the full respect of police officers and the command staff that are there now. And then also the commitment to the data side of this. It's going to be so important that we make data-driven decisions, not only in other areas, but in the police department as well. So we do have time for just a couple more if there are questions.
What do you mean by data-driven decisions?
Sure. And so we get our guidance from the 21 CP and our Public Works LLC plan that are out on our website. But essentially, it's crucial that our public and the community are able to see crime records from like a neighborhood standpoint and understand where our resources are being spread around the community. And the best way to do that is have a very transparent website with that information. Honestly, that's not an easy task. And so we have brought on additional resources, additional IT staff, and I see some of them are here as well. We've actually split out the IT department for some of those employees to focus on public safety and that data efforts. So we're making great progress in that regard.
My question is for new chief, if that's allowed.
Yes, sure.
I'm wondering if you could describe to me the legacy that Chief Winger leaves and how you hope to continue that.
Well, Chief Winger did a very good job of just going out in the community, and he's got a personality that is very difficult to emulate. So, but he was able to strike relationships in the community and see potential for growth from the department and the community members. I also feel like he's done a good job of being a leader, and it's easier said than done. And so showing people in the department the correct way to live your life, be a police officer, handle difficult times. I mean, the last 10 years have been pretty difficult overall for him and the community in general. So I think he did a good job being a steady hand during that time, making decisions during that time, and showing the officers that he cares about them, developing peer support for them. There's so many things I can't name, but those are just a few.
And how you hope to continue that.
Well, like I said before, it's hard to emulate exactly how he conducted business. However, one of my first things is to reach out to community members, reestablish relationships, and then try to set up goals with these community members, achievable goals, not pie in the sky goals, but something we can look back in a few months and see if we're making progress. And if we're not, go back to the drawing board. How do we make progress at these goals? So that's my plan.
Speaking of achievable goals, have you set any goals already? What are they?
So what I would like to do, the goals aren't set yet. What I would like to do is get with my staff, and there are city goals, and then we're going to narrow it down to community and neighborhood goals. Each community is different. Each neighborhood is different of what they would see as success. And so I want to get to that instead of setting a wide goal. But as far as a department goal, the data, which Manager Sanders will stole that a little bit of that thunder, but the data is key. We have heard that, and it's also important for all those goals. And the city gave us the resources, and we're working through that now. We have analysts. We have a great team on IT they've done tremendous work over the last 6 months. And with that data, we will be setting these goals. And like I said, it'll be a little bit different for each neighborhood, but the main thing is to have the data available for all citizens of Des Moines. If you're in Oak Park or Highland Park, you'll be able to compare how your neighborhood is compared to any other neighborhood.
You spoke about the crisis response team and your work on that. How are you going to forward it and make it stronger?
Well, continue the partnerships we have with the outreach communities, and also we just recently chose a homeless outreach coordinator too, and that will be kind of a liaison from some of the outreach needs to take some of the responsibility from the neighborhood officers, and this person will be a specific contact person. So it'll make it easier for the groups to contact them and then figure out what resources are available. The city has a lot of resources and a lot of nonprofits that want to achieve a very similar goal. It's hard to remember all those unless that's your specific job.
How are you feeling, and how is your family feeling?
I'm excited and I'm nervous at the same time. I think my family is excited. I don't think that they've quite got the reality that this is a very stressful and difficult thing. They will, unfortunately, but they're excited too.
We have time for one more question.
Why did you become a police officer, and do you feel as though you're living out kind of what you set to do?
I became a police officer. I like helping people. I'm a competitive person. I played a lot of sports growing up, never great at anything, but I liked it. And this is a job or something that was different all the time. And helping people is enjoyable. As you go through police department, you get older, you cannot do the same physical work that you used to be able to do. You become more of a coach, a leader. And so that's where Des Moines is given a lot of opportunities for growth as you expand your career, and becoming a leader is being a good coach, being a good planner, providing your team with the right resources and training.
I want to thank everybody again for coming out. So as you might imagine, we'll have Chief McTaggart do a tour of the community and be available for different group meetings. Obviously go through our communications staff to help set those up. We really want to get him out into the community as much as possible. So again, thank you everyone. Appreciate it. And again, congratulations, Mike. Thank you.